Hello, I'm Rose, and welcome to my channel, The Crafty Rose. Today I will be presenting to you a class from the Back to Basics courses about my tips, tricks, and tools. Okay, please take a moment to subscribe. Thank you. Okay, if you are starting in crafts, maybe it will be kind of overwhelming to see all the things and all the tools and gadgets that you can imagine, and you don't have the budget or the room in your house to just get everything. I am going to tell you here the very basic toolkit that you should have. Okay, so first of all is the trimmer. The trimmer is your tool to cut paper or cardstock. Actually, I've been using this one for quite so many years. It has kind of like a wire between these two grooves. It's a wire, and then you know that your cutter will cut exactly where that wire is. Okay, let's try. When you cut this has the inches, and it's grading inches up until 1/8 of an inch. Okay, I'm gonna cut this in 5, so put it here in the 5, down, hold. If you don't hold it, it can kind of wiggle and cut. The important thing is, when you want to cut from wider to close to you, right? North to south. Because if you try to cut here, when you go, you see the blade, instead of cutting, pushes the paper. And then if you are not very careful, then you won't have a very straight line. So always come towards you. Okay? Because if it's going to push the paper, this has a lip here that will hold the paper, so the paper won't go any lower. Okay? Here has up until 6 inches, but it has this extension here that will go up into 15 inches to cut, right? And here, from north to south, is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 inches. So it's 12 by 15. These blades are replaceable. Just go into the middle, open a little bit, and then it will come out. You see, this is a little blade. Okay. So when you are cutting and you see that the paper is kind of fraying in the edges, it's time to change the blade. Okay. Okay. Now, the other tool that you need is scissors. I get this at the dollar store, and they cut pretty good. So whenever they become dull, I won't be sad throwing away my other one. That was for $1.25 here. I live in Canada. It's good. I'm gonna cut the paper. Easy and clean. Okay. Now, the other one will be the tape. I've talked to you about before on the tape runner. This runs, and then you can put it. You see here, I made a mistake and I put it a little bit crooked. So I dry slowly. You know, you see here, it's bringing the paper with it, so it would damage it. So it's better to take another one. Okay. Now, for glue, I recommend, as always, the Connect glue from Gina K Designs, because it has a precision nozzle here, and it comes out of the container white but dries clear, and it's super for little details and to attach the embellishment. Is really good one. Okay. Now, a ruler. You need a ruler, preferably that has inches and centimeters, right? Because sometimes it asks you in centimeters instead of inches, and when you have a ruler that have both, then it will be easier for you if you need to convert those to inches, and vice versa. If you use centimeters and then they give you the instructions in inches, you can convert that. It's easier, just in the easy. Everything that makes my life easy, I like. Yes. Okay, then will be the bone folder. It's called bone folder because it's just like plastic and it looks like bone. Just mine. Oh my god, I had this for about 20 years and it's still good. The whole purpose of the bone folder is to make the lines of your creases crisper, right? So it would be, if you, for example, this is another thing that you need for to start it, is the white cardstock. This here, you just push the bone folder and then it stays closed, right? Here, you see, it's doesn't close all the way. Just put it in a bone folder. Okay. Nice. That's the purpose of the bone folder. There is one now that is I don't know, different, to that's supposed to go better creases and leave no shine. Is whatever your preference is and whatever your budget is, because the one's kind of a little bit expensive. But even if you don't have budget for that, then just use your nail. Okay. And the other one is a X-Acto knife. The X-Acto knife, it's good whenever you need to cut things that you cannot reach with your scissors. And also it's good for the trick that I told you before, for the glue. The tape, sorry. Yes, and the tape, you use the X-Acto knife to cut it in the middle and extend the life of your tape, double-sided tape, right? Now, the white cardstock, 8.5 by 11 is the recommended size. Comes also in 12 by 12, but that's more for scrapbooking. Here, you know that our regular cardstock is 8.5 by 11. So, if you cut the cardstock, in this half, then you will get this that open on the side, right? But if you cut the paper from north to south, you will get the same size, but it will be top to bottom, right? It folds on the top or on the side if you want. So that is specifically for your preference, but it's exactly the same size. See, exactly the same size. It's just the difference is whenever you open, the way that you open the card. It's just your preference. Now, on another tool that I recommend is the tweezers. These are good because you push to open, and then you need to pick something, push to open, close, and then it's secure there. You don't have to keep pressing in order to keep that in the tweezers. Yeah, it's easier, especially if you have like carpal tunnel or arthritis. This is better to hold. And the last tool that I recommend is the Hobby All. Don't ask me to spell it because I don't know. It's just like a needle. It's on both sides, and it's used to pick little things and make holes for the brats. If you need, these are on a kind of embellishment called brats. It has a point there. So if you want that, just put a hole with the Hobby All. There. Open on the other side. And it's there. Just another class that I have for paper piercing. So you use this to make little holes and designs to make cards or scrapbooking pages. Okay, those are the must-have tools that you may encounter and that I suggest for you to have when you are starting scrapbooking. Okay, now I am going to tell you now additional tools and papers that you have that it's not necessary. It's not for you to just must have. It's just things that it would be nice to have whenever your budget permits. Okay. I show you the cardstock, the white ones, but you can have another color cardstock. Yes. And your cards, base of the cards doesn't necessarily have to be all white. It can be other colors. It's all the cardstock that you get specifically for cards, for the base of the cards. I suggest to you to cut everything pre-cut, so it would be easier for you. Just cut the size, the card, and then cut the matting, whatever you're gonna mat, right? I have those at hand always, so it would be easier. Normally, because you have the card and then you have the little mat, it's kind of a little bit confusing, but I show you what I do. Okay. These are my templates. In the templates, this is the base and the back. It's a card that is 5 by 7, and the first mat will be 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Then 4 5.5 by 6 1/2. It's just by getting smaller. 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. Then 4 by 6. 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, and 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. Those, if you see, they are all 1/4 of an inch different. Okay, this is the 5 1/2. Sorry, 5 by 7. I had that for the 5 1/2 and 1/4 card. I even put here how to cut the envelope. I have here the slimline and the mini slimline. These are handy to have, just for your reference. For me, sometimes I want to know, because I want a specific card, and I want to know if it will fit in the card that I have. So I just check with this one and verify if my idea for the card fits in what kind of card, right? I have those 4 options, and then I will check if it fits in this one. Then I proceed and cut the card that I want. Okay, that's one of my ideas. Okay, beside the color cardstock, you can have the pattern paper. The pattern paper. Now we can have the pattern paper. This is an example. Just you can coordinate this pattern paper with solid cardstock, and then it will be a little different in the card that you have. Okay. Now the other one that I recommend for you to have is a T ruler. This T ruler is good because if you have something specific that you want to cut, you rest this lip that the T ruler has, and then you're sure that it's straight, right? It's too good to have handy in the T ruler. Okay. Now it would be good. I recommend for you to have, if possible, coloring pencils. This is my collection of coloring pencils. I always have it here close so I can use them. You can also have markers. It's depending of whatever you want, is your preference. Okay. Now, the other thing will be that I would recommend, it's stamps. and stamp block. Right? This is the blocks. They come in different sizes to accommodate whatever stamp you have. These are more easier to handle in the middle. Ergonomic, that's the word. This is a stamp. You put it with the size down. Let's see. Sometimes it doesn't stick, so I just put just a little down. Okay, now this is a no stamp, so just like that. Now. Okay. Now you see that this stamp has the ink. So I'm going to stamp. You see? It's nice. Now, if I want it to be darker with the block, it would be very difficult to make it exactly in the same way where it was. It wasn't in the same place, but it doesn't look that bad. It's darker. See? Now, you can have for this the baby wipes. They are good. Cheap ones at the dollar store. You don't have to have the expensive ones. Okay? Used to clean the stamp. Always clean the stamp before putting it away. Make this like a routine. Okay. Now, there is this wonderful machine. Not machine, like a tool. Wonderful tool that was invented to make our life easier as crafters. And it's the wonderful Misty. This Misty is made specifically to position the stamps in a place and then keep doing it over and over in the same in the same place. Right now I'm going to put with the design facing the paper the way that I want it. Okay, I want it here like this. Okay, and you close. It's standing at the door. So now oh, this is one thing. This is the lid of one of those glass containers that you may use in the kitchen. I put a few beads and sequins in. Then I cut circle of felt and then put it there with a rubber band. Now this is grab and do this clean, right? I made another one. It's a little bit bigger, and this is just with a towel instead of a felt, but sometimes bigger doesn't let me push the pressure that I want. I use this one. Okay. And I want it darker, so leaving the stamp in the same place. Darker, right? And then I take this out, and if I want another one in the exact same place, then you just put another one. So we stay here, ink. Put it up again. Perfect. Okay. I know that the Misty, for some people it could be a little expensive, but it's a good investment. Especially if you like to use stamps a lot, it will make your life easier, way easier. So put it in the list for Christmas. So Santa can bring it to you. So clean it with baby wipe or with a rag and put them away. Okay. Now this is one of the things that I would recommend. The other thing would be this scoreboard. This is the scoreboard. It would just make the crease specifically where you want to make the crease to close the card, right? And here I mark with my black marker so I don't have to. It's kind of difficult. Sorry, maybe it's in my head. It's kind of difficult to see the numbers, so I just put the marker so I will know where to score, right? Use the half. Four and a half. No, 4 1/4. Yes. You see? There's the valley here, and then on the other side is the mountain. You feel like this should just go like this, but no. The mountain has to be inside. Okay. And it comes with a little bone folder. Perfect. Putting the same thing. I think this is 6. No. It's 5.5. It's supposed to be. If you make your cards yourself and don't buy pre-cut cards, this will be a good investment for you. So you can score, right? And now, if you are making your own cards at home, you can learn how to make the envelope for those cards. This is the envelope maker. It has here lists of all the sizes. Here is the size of the card. Here is the size that you need the paper, cut the paper to start making the envelope, and the score line that you need to use. The score lines are these lines that are here. Okay. Now you have to understand that the final envelope will be 1/8 of an inch on all sides. So that will be the way for space for the card to get in the envelope. Okay. Now here I have this little card. I made lots of these little cards for the nurses at the hospital. It's very small, not hard to make, but it was heartfelt and they just loved it. So if I choose to make this envelopes this size, this card this size, and there were no specific envelopes for those, so I wanted and I made my own. This will be 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So if I look here, they only have 4.5 by 4.5, which is close, right? So it says that I need to cut the paper 7.5 by 7.5 and start the score at 3 3/4. Okay. So I put the paper under the punch here and look for 3 3/4, which is just here. 3 3/4. Sorry, it comes to bone folder as well. So now you punch, and then this line that's here goes all the way till this side, and that's the first line that we're gonna have. Okay, now counterclockwise, one side. This crease here has to be on top of that. Okay, punch, score. No, counterclockwise 1/4 again. Punch, score. Now the last one. Punch and score. This is the envelope. We're going to A perfect size for this little card. You see? And that's it. Okay, so that's the other one. And now I'm going to tell you my deepest secrets. No, it's first one I already told you about cutting half the tape to extend the life and make more value for your purchase, right? And I'll tell you about the template for the cards, right? Now, I love mini albums, and I have several mini albums that I will share with you, but I like to make a template and to keep that template specifically to be a guide for me to make more mini albums in the future. Okay. So in order for me to make those templates, I save different things around. This is the front card that comes into a pad of paper. Yes, the popcorn. Yes, biscuit, granola bars, iced tea. Anything that I find that the card stock is sturdy enough, then I can use it for the templates. And oh, here. These are the best. These are your boxes. It's very sturdy, and you can get a lot of templates from this box. Okay. Now, the other thing that I do is this I showed you before. These are the little containers where some applesauce come. It's good to keep separate little things. I also, when I'm making cards, I put these little sentiments so I can keep them handy whenever I need them, right? The other thing is I keep shoe boxes and big boxes for storage. My husband is very tall, he's 6'3", and size and the shoes are 13. So the boxes when those shoe comes are really big. So I just keep them and decorate them. Sorry. Like this. These hold pencils and markers. So I did my alcohol inks and pencils. But I cover the whole box for all sides. That's what I see. And then on computer, I just put a sign of pencils and markers. But it's a box that is big enough a box that is big enough and it will hold what specifically I want. I know that there are lots of storage that other companies buy, and when I have the budget or the space in my corner here for my crafts, I will get it. But right now, those boxes are working for me. Maybe check if it can work for you. It would be great. Then now, there are also, you know, that you have to have the acetate on top of the shakers, and I use this for now. It's the page protectors, and I did this with this page protector for the shaker. It's not perfect, but at least is when I don't have one thing, then you have to check for any other thing and look for your choices, right? Doesn't have to be perfect, but it fits the need that I had specifically. Okay. Now, okay. You need to save all the lids that you have in different sizes to mark, just to, if you don't have a cutter that is specifically a circle, then a little trick is when you are going to trace something round, just hold it and start. Just imagine that this is a clock, 12, 6, 3, 9, right? You start on 9, all the way. You don't have to start like here and then go to the other side. It's easier. And then you see different sizes. This is a little bit bigger than the one. This is more big. It has a lip here, and then it could be on the other side. Whatever you have on hand, the inside of tape that you have on hand, whatever you need, whatever you have on hand, you can use. Be sure to raid your drawers of all the things that you may use. If you are like me, that I go to the dollar store every 2 weeks, if you see something, buy it, because the worst thing is that you see something and say, oh, maybe I'll use it. Then it's in your head, and then when you come home, oh, I can do this and this, and when you go back, they're gone. And I had suffered for that. I just see something that I like and I don't buy it, and then when I go, it's gone. And I don't know if the dollar stores in your area is like mine, but it's just like when something is gone, it's gone. And novelties like things for card making or scrapbooking, they don't carry the same things over, right? They don't restock. It's just something different. It's by sequence, and I keep them here. Different. I bought all this at the dollar store, and it comes in a sheet like this big, and then I just cut the stripes and then put them here. And here I have it on hand. I see them. I know what color specific I want to look for. What would we go with my card? You see all this. And I may not use it in every card, but I have it there, and it's in my stash. I see them, and when I see them, then I can create and use them in the project that I have. Okay. One of the more important things is to go around your home and save things. Then you have one earring, you lost the other one, just get it. There is a necklace that is broken and it cannot be fixed, just take it. Stickers that you use half of the page and then the other half you don't know how to use it, just gather everything. And when you gather everything, we can use it to make embellishments. And that will be my next class. So I'm going to teach you how to use all those little knicks and knacks that you can buy and find around your house. It's just buttons or ribbons, strings, pencil erasers, on holders, sequins, or anything that you can find. That's homework for you. Find everything that you have on hand that I use, and then check on the next class the back to basics embellishments, and then we will just have fun. Have everything on hand on your desk or on your area. I have all my tapes in this area, markers here. I divide them here. These are the tools and these are the pencils and pens, right? Everything that I have here is a tool, and everything that I have here, it's a pencil or marker to write. I like to have them separate because if I will have them all together, when I want to look for something specific, I will start to run into all other things that I don't need or that I'm not gonna use, and it takes more time, and I like to save time. Okay, so those are the things. I have little pre-cuts papers here for embellishments or origami. Then I have my cards under my desk, divided in sizes and envelopes. Everything is on its place. I take this pen or pencil to wrap there, and it goes here. My scissors here. I'm going to use the scissors. Okay, use the scissors. I'm gonna use a little bit later, but goes back in place. So you are organized and you keep your area clean. And when you have a clean area, it's more inspiring. Okay. You should have a little notebook with a pencil so you can write down all your ideas. If you are at the doctor's office and you are waiting in the waiting room for the doctor to see you, there I just start, and then the inspiration comes to you. I have this. It's my layout. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of like a doodle that I have for, these are for scrapbooking pages. Then in the middle here is for cards. Okay, and I have these little ideas of cards. Then I saw I think this is a close to my heart catalog that I cut all the little ideas that they have, glue them so I don't have to draw them, right? Then it's easier. So have a notebook. It doesn't have to be this big. It can be smaller. Like this one. It's smaller, and you can just get your pencil and draw all the ideas that come to your head. Okay. Now, if you like flowers, and then you want to almost all the cards that you make are flowers, so I would recommend that you put all the embellishments that you use the most in plastic bag dividers, right? In a ring, open ring, right? And have this easy access. I have a desk where I'm working. It has a metal edge. So in the middle edge, I put this magnet. It's very strong. And then I put my ring of embellishments there. And they are easy to access. So I don't have to start looking specifically in other places, thinking where did I put that? No, it's just there. And it's easy for me and accessible. Now, I would recommend also for you to save the images from catalogs. This was a planner that had lots of different sayings. You see here, it's part for the planner. Just leave it in a moment. I like the quote, so I just kept it. And this was a calendar that all did has these color yourself images. You see, this is November, I think. And then I use this either cut for embellishments or use it to cover the boxes that I have. Yes, it's nice. Beautiful colors. And so I can use it for an embellishment or an access or even a background on one of my cards, right? Okay. Now, this will be a little strange, but bear with me. Okay, I had this for makeup. This is blush. Okay, it's that I switch my makeup every 6 months. Doesn't matter if it's still hot or not, because bacteria kind of grows in there, and it's not sanitary to keep it, right? So I use them to do shades. I can use the brush. Yeah, the harder you press, the more shading will come. That's it. Yeah, you can also use it with Q-tip, but the Q-tip would be something not subtle, it would be more radical. They become stronger. I found at the dollar store there was this, like this size, and it has different shades of colors. And then, for example, on the top it was green, so it has different shades of green, blues, and everything. I had them there, but when I move, one of the movers dropped the box where I had them, and all of them shattered. Like, not shattered, well, the compact just broke. And I haven't been able to replace them because I haven't seen something like that at the dollar store. It didn't hurt me that much because it was a dollar store purchase. But just, if you, before, a long time ago, there were chalks. Before the blending with the inks, there were chalks like the ones that we used to write on the board. Yeah, but this is similar. Let's see. There. You see, is an option that we may have in order do a little shading that we might want in one of the pages that we have, right? Okay. Okay. And that is all for now in this class. If you have a question, a suggestion for a class, or just to say hi, leave a comment down below. I just want to hear from you. Okay? Or if you try any of the tips or tricks that I told you about, just let me know your experience. What have you done? And please, if you like the content of this channel, please like and subscribe. That is everything for now. Have a great day, and remember, stay crafty.